Unit 15. The News. Lesson 1. What's in the news today? 2. Listen and understand. 1.
Oh, here's a cute story. Listen to this. They had to close Highway 101 yesterday for 10 minutes because a mother duck was crossing with her 10 ducklings. Apparently, this duck breeds right next to the highway every year. And when it's time for the ducklings to leave the nest, she leads them across the highway to the lake. A group of bird lovers watches out for the duck when she crosses, and they stop the traffic to let her cross.
They actually hold up the traffic?
Apparently.
Aw, that's cute. I think people are going to love this story.
2.
This is an interesting story. There are twin sisters in Russia who just turned 100. And the amazing thing is that they're both still working on their vegetable farm.
They're both still active?
Yes.
Goodness, at their age? What's their secret?
Well, they say that they've never eaten meat in their life. They also drink a liter of goat's milk every day and eat 6 raw eggs for breakfast.
Maybe we should try that diet. Anyway, that's a good story. People like reading about health and diets.
3.
Wow. Some tourists at a hotel in the Philippines had to be rescued by helicopter.
What happened? Was there a fire?
No, there was a typhoon and a flood, and the water rose up to the 3rd floor of the hotel so they couldn't get out. They all went up to the roof and waited there for 2 days before a helicopter lifted them out.
So they all got away safely?
Yes, luckily no one was injured.
Wow! Let's do this story today.
4.
Gosh, these kids had a lucky escape. There was a fire in an apartment building downtown, and 3 young kids were alone in one of the apartments. Their parents had gone out to buy something, and the kids were asleep when the fire started.
So what happened?
Well, apparently they had a little dog, and it barked until they woke up. The kids managed to get out of the apartment without getting hurt.
Lucky they had that dog.
I'll say. Oh, and look at what they gave the dog as a reward. Doesn't he look happy?
I think we should start with this story.
3. Listen and understand.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for 2NZB's News Update. I'm Michelle Collins. We begin with some breaking news from downtown Huntsville. 3 armed men entered the National Bank on Harris Street and managed to escape with $800,000. The money, however, was returned to the bank almost immediately. Let's go to Simon Chang, who's there at the scene with the latest news. Simon?
Good morning, Michelle. I'm standing outside the National Bank here on Harris Street, where shortly after it opened at 9 o'clock this morning, 3 armed men entered. They told everyone inside to lie down on the floor. They then filled 2 large bags with money from the bank's safe, and within 15 minutes, they took $800,000 and jumped into a car that was waiting for them here in front of the bank. Carrie Brown was inside the bank at the time. Carrie, what did you see?
Well, they came in shouting and screaming, and we all laid down on the floor. Some people started to cry, but the men ran out of there so quickly. I couldn't believe they took the money that fast. It was unbelievable.
Thanks, Carrie. But less than a kilometer from the bank, the car broke down in the middle of Summer Street. When this happened, the men took the bags of money and started running down the street. One of the bags broke open and thousands of banknotes fell onto the street. This eyewitness was there on the street.
There was money flying everywhere. It was like out of a movie or something. People were grabbing it and stuff. It was crazy.
The armed men then panicked, dropped the second bag, and ran down a dead-end street nearby. They had no way to escape and were immediately arrested by the Huntsville police, who were right behind them.
Quite a dramatic story, Simon. Any word on the 3 men and who they are?
No word yet, Michelle, but the police department has informed us that they will release a statement within the hour.
And of course, we'll have those details for you as soon as we can. Thank you, Simon. And now, our other top story in this hour is taking place...
4. Tune in. Part A.
A group of bird lovers stopped the traffic.
They actually hold up the traffic?
They are both still working on their vegetable farm.
They're both still active?
A helicopter lifted them out.
So they all got away safely?
4. Tune in. Part B. 1.
He only took your computer.
2.
The prize is only for science?
3.
So he's going to work as a model now?
4.
It's still running around somewhere in the city.
5.
Now we don't have to drive through the city?
6.
So it's even more expensive now.
Unit 15. The News. Lesson 2. Tell me what happened. 2. Listen and understand. Story 1.
I had a kind of interesting day on Sunday.
What happened?
Well, I didn't have much to do, so I thought I'd go to the mall and do some shopping. I sat down on a bench because I was getting tired when I noticed a wallet under the bench.
A wallet?
Yeah. I looked inside and it had lots of money and credit cards in it. Then I noticed it had the owner's name and address inside it, but no phone number.
So then what did you do?
I had plenty of time, so I took a taxi to the person's house and returned the wallet. The man who owned it was really grateful. He gave me $50 to thank me, and he paid for my taxi.
Story 2.
We had the most amazing day at the theme park last week.
Why? What happened?
Well, my friends and I had already gone on all the roller coasters, so we decided to go on the big wheel. It's a new ride, and it takes you up very high. We just got to the very top when suddenly the whole thing stopped.
What happened? Were you okay?
Well, we were all scared, and we didn't know what was going on. We found out later that some equipment had broken, and they couldn't fix it. Anyway, they started getting people out by helicopter.
Wow. Then what happened?
We all got down safely. Then some people from the park management came to apologize for what happened, and they gave us all a free 1-year pass to the park.
3. Listen and understand. 1.
Guess what happened to my uncle when he was in the US last month?
No idea.
Well, he was staying at this hotel, and one morning he went to get the newspaper outside his door. He was just wearing his underwear and stepped out into the hallway, but the door locked behind him.
Oh no! So he was just standing there in his underwear? That must have been so embarrassing.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have done.
2.
How was your weekend?
pretty good, thanks. But Sunday was really interesting.
Why? What happened?
Well, I went to that new shopping center downtown, and they were having a lottery, so I bought a couple of tickets.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and guess what? They called to say I had won the grand prize. I couldn't believe it. I've never won anything before.
So what did you win?
I won a trip to Hong Kong.
3.
You are not going to believe what happened to me yesterday.
What happened?
Well, my dad asked me to clean out this closet in the attic, so I started cleaning when I noticed an old box in the corner. I opened it up to see if there was anything inside.
And was there anything?
Yes, this huge black spider. It was one of those poisonous ones with a red stripe on its back.
No way.
I screamed so loudly that my whole family heard from downstairs.
4.
How was your weekend?
Well, let me tell you. Remember I said I was going to drive up to see my friends in the countryside? Well, I was about halfway there and a long way from the nearest town when my car broke down.
Oh no! So then what did you do?
I was going to call for help or something, but can you believe it?
What?
My cell phone wasn't working. The battery had died.
Oh no! I hope you made it to your friend's house.
4. Tune in, Part A.
I had a kind of interesting day on Sunday.
What happened?
They started getting people out by helicopter.
Then what happened?
My car broke down.
So then what did you do?
They called to say I had won.
What happened after that?
The spider jumped out of the box.
What happened next?
4. Tune in, Part B. 1.
I stepped out of the house and I heard this strange noise.
Then what happened?
2.
I was so scared last night.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
3.
I was just walking along the street when I found a $100 bill on the sidewalk.
So then what did you do?
4.
You'll never believe what happened. I was sitting at home just watching television when suddenly it exploded.
Oh my goodness! What happened next?
5.
So my mom got really mad at me and told me to go to my room.
What happened after that?